need of combating corruption as it is a retrogressive vice inhibiting effective service delivery to Kenyans. Kanja also expressed National Police Service initiative to curb corruption, such as digitizing services such as OB, good conduct, and bailing of arrested individuals.
Service officers that the National Police Service is not under investigation by the EACC, but they are coming to join us so that we can look at the gaps and get a way through which we can be able to close those gaps. We don't want always to be number one leading in terms of corruption. We want to be excellent. We want to serve the people of Kenya, and we serve them right.
On his part, EACC chairperson David Oginde said the exercise aimed to ensure that weaknesses and loopholes within the police service are evaluated and proper recommendations are made in order to improve service delivery among Kenyans. EACC CEO Abdi Mohamud reiterated the urgency in dealing with the loopholes within the police service, as weak system within the police service make it vulnerable to corruption and graft practices.
We are here as EACC, as our CEO has said, we are not here to gather evidence to put the police in the wrong place, but we are here to see how can we assist in any small way possible so that you can help your team and Kenyans to begin to deal with this thing called corruption. And so we have come here as friends, as colleagues, as fellow public servants who have been mandated to deal with the...
Deputy Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli, on his side, highlighted the need for key transformation within the police service, noting that some areas need to be carefully looked on to hasten service delivery. However, noting that the police service has improved and the launch of EACC system examination will come in handy.
They are our sisters, they are our friends, and they are wives, they are our husbands, they are our colleagues. Where are we going? We are headed somewhere. We have to accept that there are some reforms, despite the fact that there are some areas we have to look into with an open mind to ensure that we stop it.
Applaud the men and women who sit up and work hard so that we can have a society that works. And I also want to applaud these men and women who are ready to work alongside in a very difficult time, when Kenya has a very interesting constitution that gives people a lot of rights, which is a good thing, but under difficult circumstances, you have worked.
The National Police Service, however, stated some of its challenges, such as welfare conditions of the officers and remuneration, which the IG confirmed that the interventions to the challenges are underway. In a bid to strengthen the National Police Service, EACC has launched examination into the system and policies within the National Police Service in order to recommend loopholes and weaknesses for effective service delivery. James Machera, Hope TV Newswatch, National Police Training College, Embakasi, Nairobi.
Well, many thanks, James Machera, for the report. Now, the Association of Public Health Officers has responded to the task force, or rather the Presidential Task Force report that was presented to the National Assembly last week. The Presidential Task Force, in its report, criticized the multiple laws governing the health sector, suggesting they complicate the management of healthcare workers. Now, they also pointed out the conflict of two principal secretaries, that is in the State Department of Medical Services and Public Service, which they argue hinders the delivery of both preventive and curative health services.
In response to the task force report, the Secretary General of the Association of Public Health Officers, Mohamed Duba, attributed the technical shortfalls raised by the task to the inefficiency of the Director General of Health, Dr. Patrick Amoth. Duba refuted claims of conflict between the two principal secretaries, asserting that the two work closely together and communicate effectively on a daily basis.
We wish to reiterate that the purported disagreement between the two departments within the Ministry of Health was nothing more than baseless rumors. Our verification confirms that the two PAs work in close consultation on a daily basis and maintain a professional and friendly relationship.
The union members have also expressed their displeasures, with some claiming that the Director General manipulated the task force findings to divert attention away from the technical issues that he is directly responsible for. They further alleged that the task force reports failed to capture the real problems in the health sector.
It is evident that the DG, the Director General, took advantage of his position in the task force to set up personal scores. This raises a fundamental question. Did the task force conduct a proper fact-finding mission by engaging the PSs or the principal secretaries on the alleged conflict? Or was it report purely based on rumor mongering to serve personal selfish interest of the Director General or health? It is becoming increasingly clear that the Director General orchestrated this entire process to maliciously dismantle the Department of Public Health and Professional Standard, an entity established by the President through an executive order.
The Association of Public Health Officers also raised serious concerns about the task force composition, pointing out that it was made up largely of curative healthcare professionals with little to no representation from the preventive healthcare cadres. The association emphasized that Dr. Patrick Amoth, being part of the task force, was a conflict of interest as he holds a position that directly impacts the matter under investigation.
The composition of the task force raised serious concern about its objectivity. It was made up of entirely curative health cadres with no representation.
We do not see why the DG was part and parcel of the task force. He should have been an nonpartisan member of that task force.
We have seen that the report was not well represented to begin with. There was no one from the Department of Prevention that was in that task force.
Raphael Muli, Secretary General of the Union of Public Health Officers, stated that the task force should be dismantled and a new and more inclusive task force should be formed. They are urging President Ruto to address these concerns with fairness and transparency to ensure that the real issues in the health department are addressed properly.
We are together saying that that report should be quashed and let the actual things that are ailing the ministry come out. And we are asking that a new team be formed so that they can be able to identify. Because what came out that there are issues between the two PSS is not here or there. Those are rumors, and we don't think that is the status.
Which so far has performed very well. Lastly, given this grave concern, including misleading the task force by the Director General's action, we urge His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to urgently intervene and take appropriate action to restore fairness, inclusivity, and accountability in the health sector. Ensure that preventive health care remains a national priority.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Modoni Karaoke.
Now, many thanks, Modoni Karaoke. As the world marks International Epilepsy Day, Kisii County joined in raising awareness and breaking the stigma surrounding epilepsy. The event, held at Abagusi Cultural Hall in Kisii County, brought together medical experts, epilepsy advocates, caregivers, and individuals living with the condition to highlight the challenges they face and promote better healthcare solutions. Led by Patrick Ngechu, the CEO of Kenya Association for the Welfare of People with Epilepsy, the stakeholders emphasized on the importance of dispelling myths associated with epilepsy. Now, despite its prevalence, epilepsy remains shrouded in myths and misconceptions, leading to discrimination and social isolation for those affected.
Patrick Ngechu, I'm the CEO of the Kenya Association for the Welfare of People with Epilepsy. So today we are here in Kisii County to celebrate the International Epilepsy Day, which happens every second Monday of February. And we have been doing some activities in the county, creating awareness and trainings and, demystifying the myths and misconceptions about this condition. So we are privileged to be hosted by the county here, and we are here at the Cultural Center. We have just done the first premiere of a documentary that we have been doing for the past 1 year, in the year 2024. This film has been shown across the world in at least 17 film festivals across the world. And we are grateful that at least the community has accepted that the biggest problem that we have when it comes to epilepsy is stigma. And we are going to be ambassadors, and we are going to make sure that we talk about this condition. Remember that this condition can get to anyone at any age, and it is not a curse. And whenever you get it, there is a cost for treatment, and you can come to the hospitals. My organization has like 4 clinics in Nairobi, which takes care of about 25,000 patients. And we have had the experience. We've been around for about 43 years. So we know that epilepsy is treatable. We know that epilepsy is not a curse. We know that we just need to talk to our people, and we can help demystify this condition.
Now moving to West Pokot County. It is a sigh of relief for women and girls in West Pokot County after men stepped up the fight against female genital mutilation, FGM. This is after a number of leaders from the county declared their stand on the retrogressive practice, with West Pokot Outreach Ministries Organization Director, that is Ruben Meriacol, saying the new wave of male engagement is crucial to breaking the cycle of FGM and early marriage, ensuring that the next generation of girls in the pastoral areas can grow up in a safer, more equitable environment. On his side, West Pokot Senator Julius Murgor says these male and political leaders' engagement programs have resulted in a surge of male allies in the region who have been educated on the harms of FGM and are now championing the cause of ending the practice within their community.
Kwa kitambo walikuwa wanasema hawawezi kuoa wasichana au wamama ambao hawajakeketwa, na walikuwa wanaweka tamaduni na itikadi kali ya kwamba hawawezi kukamua, hawawezi kufanya mambo ambavyo wangehusika kama akina mama, walikuwa wanakatashwa. Lakini sasa kwa kuhamasisha wakazi wa eneo hili, wanaume pia wamesema, kwa sababu wao ndio kama wale wateja wa hawa wasichana na kina mama, wamekubali ya kwamba kwa kauli moja ya kwamba pia nao wamekataa ukeketaji na wamekubali kuoa wasichana ama kina mama ambao hawajakeketwa, kuwa na nafasi ya kusoma na kupata nafasi ya kujiendelesha na kujikimu maishani. So nashukuru washikadau wote ambao wamejumuika pamoja na sisi katika kufanya hafla hii kuwa ya muhimu na ya mafanikio.
Well, now in matters business, Cooperative Bank has announced a significant reduction in its base lending rate from 16.5% per annum to 14.5% per annum, representing a 2% reduction. Now, the base lending rate of 14.5% is intended to stimulate credit growth to key sectors of the economy, notably the MSMEs that are a critical engine to drive and sustain economic growth. According to the bank, the reduction is a relief to borrowers, especially now that many Kenyans are grappling with high cost of living. Now on sports, KCB RFC will now meet head-on with their long-time rivals and defending champions of the Enterprise Cup, Kabras Sugar, in semi-finals scheduled for 8th of March 2025. Now this is after both teams qualified in their quarter-finals matches, which were played over the weekend. In the quarter-finals match, KCB secured an 86-7 victory over Catholic Monks at the KCB Sports Ground, while Kabras RFC secured a 43-20 win over Kenya Harlequins to secure a spot in their semi-finals. Now, the winner of the semi-finals will face off with the victorious, or rather with the victors of Nondis versus the Menengai Oilers semi-finals in the race to lift the Enterprise Cup in the final set to be played in April this year. On the golf side, veteran golfer Jiten Pabari showed a dominant performance to emerge the overall winner of the 2025 O&M Low Golf Tournament held at the Picture Square Nyanza Golf Club, that is in Kisumu County. The veteran showed his mastery in the game after scoring a total of 43 points to emerge victorious in a competition which brought together over 60 golfers. The event drew together golfers from different clubs, including Muthaiga, Karen, Kakamega, Nandi, and Nanyuki, among others. Now, Joseph Atito claimed the gross winner title with 80 points, with Jay Ahanyi emerging victorious in Division A with 35 points. Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for tuning in. Once again, my name is Sammy Adika. Our sign language interpreter has been the amazing Boniface Mureithi. Do have a wonderful night. Goodbye.